Welcome back to my views and news. Three news stories. First one is from Tigray region of Ethiopia, where we know that Ethiopian Airlines resumed flights to two cities of Tigray, Mekelle and Shire. And now reports are coming in that Tigray youth have been banned from leaving Mekelle, Tigray's capital. Yesterday, some restrictions were imposed. Who is behind the restrictions? Ethiopian federal government or Tigray regional government or both? Secondly, an activist, a lawyer who was arrested around 19 days ago, was released today, though he was sentenced to 4-month imprisonment, but he was granted bail today. And thirdly, Oromia region of Ethiopia, where Oromo Liberation Army armed group has been fighting for years, and while a new operation against OLA is underway in parts of western and southern Oromia, OLA fighters today shared their pictures from a border town which is on border between Oromia and a neighboring region of Oromia. Firstly, viewers, we know that almost a week ago, Ethiopian Airlines resumed flight operations to and from Tigray. Flights from Addis to Mekelle, Mekelle to Addis resumed, and one flight a day from Addis to Shire resumed as well, Shire to Addis as well. There were no restrictions on the people, though there were some restrictions like amount of luggage, which are generally put in place by all airlines. But in terms of age of travelers, there were no restrictions. Children, women, elderly, youth, all were allowed to travel between Mekelle and Addis. But since yesterday, it is being seen that youth are not allowed to leave Mekelle, Tigray's capital city, regional capital. Though youth bought tickets, but they have been waiting since yesterday at Mekelle airport. They were not allowed to board flights for Addis. Elderly allowed to travel. Children allowed as well. People with medical conditions allowed to. Not youth. Youth not allowed. Boys and girls. And so far, no statement from Ethiopian Airlines, from Ethiopian federal government, from Tigray regional government. By road travel between Tigray and neighboring regions could not resume. So only outlet for Tigray youth to leave Tigray is by air. But Ethiopian Airlines seems to have imposed restrictions. It's not clear who is behind these restrictions. Is it because of flow of Tigrayan youth, or there are fears that there could be large-scale flow of Tigrayan youth from Tigray out to Addis? That is why the restrictions have been imposed by federal government, maybe in consultation with the Tigray regional government. Though Tigray-backed news sources are reporting this development, DWTV has shared pictures, but Tigray regional government is silent. Getachew silent, Professor Kindeya silent. They are quick to blame Eritrea, Amhara forces for allegedly ongoing atrocities in Tigray. They are silent. Since yesterday, if Tigray youth has not been allowed to leave Mekelle by air, while that Kindeya is silent, Getachew is silent. Where are they? Don't they represent the Tigray youth, Mekelle youth, stranded, you can say, on Mekelle's airport? But no one is speaking for them. Tigray, DWTV shared their pictures. So it's not clear who is behind this ban. I wouldn't be surprised if I came to know that maybe both parties want to stop movement of Tigray youth from Mekelle to Addis. There could be reasons behind this decision, but there could be more than one parties behind this decision. Restrictions could be lifted gradually, but so far, since yesterday, youth waiting, but they're not allowed to board flights reportedly. Secondly, viewers, an activist who is an Oromo, I think, but Oromos accuse him of being pro-Amhara, was released from prison today. He was arrested around 19 days ago, and he was arrested after tensions at Addis Ababa schools over hoisting of Oromia region's flag and singing of Oromia anthem at Addis Ababa schools. His name is Wondimu Ibsa. Wondimu Ibsa was arrested 19 days ago and he was sentenced to 4 months imprisonment. But he was released today. Perhaps in connection with Ethiopian Christmas, he was released. He was granted bail. Mesna Mabira, arrested twice in the last 1 year, released. Miaza Mohammed, arrested thrice, released. Tamat Nagra, released. Kobade Sisse, released as well. Why not Tadius Tanto? Why is that he's still in prison? Why is that Dorias Gadam from Tigray in prison for more than a year? Why is this pick and choose policy by the government is difficult to understand. What is the criteria behind release of these activists, journalists, lawyers, community activists? There seems to be no criteria, it seems. Judiciary, under the thumb of Ethiopian federal government, whoever is told, the judges are told by the government officials to approve the release of people, and they're released. Lastly, viewers, Oromo Liberation Army has shared some pictures from a town, from a place which is on Oromia Gambela border. OLA fighters have taken control of this strategic place because it's on border. Mugi is the name of this place. Gambela, Oromia border. You can see a picture on your screen from Mugi of OLA fighters. OLA has had presence in Gambela in the past, because if you remember a few months ago, OLA fighters and Gambela Liberation Front fighters, they carried out a joint attack in Gambela city. And from Gambela, they move into neighboring countries as well. So Gambela and BG both have been serving as OLA's hideouts. There were OLA's camps, training camps as well. OLA was training Gambela fighters, Gumuz fighters too. And Ethiopian National Defense Force, in the ongoing operation against OLA, entered Oromia from multiple directions. From Gambela, they entered Oromia. From BG as well. From Amhara region too. And from obviously Addis Ababa to main road. So they tried to encircle OLA on all sides. It's ongoing. Encirclement, siege is ongoing. So it's difficult to say will this operation succeed or not. But from different directions, ENDF is trying to encircle OLA. It wants to prevent OLA's fleeing into neighboring countries, into neighboring regions. So that is why we are seeing fighting on Gambela Oromia border, on BG Oromia border, and in border areas of Oromia, Amhara region, and along the road to Addis Ababa, Western Oromia Road. But so far, we have not seen any large-scale gains by government forces in Western Oromia. They did make gains in Southern Oromia. I did some videos on that. And their OLA fighters fled towards Eastern Oromia, or Siharage. But on Western front, we have not seen large-scale territorial gains by government forces so far. Mugi is under OLA control, but they carry out mostly hit-and-run attacks. They carry out attacks. They collect weapons, money as well, sometimes cash too. They take government soldiers prisoners and then they return. They could return from Mugi as well. Let's see. Thank you for watching.